you're definitely going to need facial surgery. The way you walk isn't very manly. You should have sex with men if you want to be a woman. We are not going to use your preferred pronouns or name in case you would regret later. It's so difficult with trans boys who dress so girly. Don't expect us to believe you when you come here with eyeliner and saying you're a guy. What clothes do you wear when you touch yourself? Are you passive or active during sex? Do you have sex as a man? We believe you're a lesbian, not a man. Why don't you want to be a lesbian? The way you dress shows that you're not even trying. How can we believe you're trans if you don't even try? Hi, my name is Mathilde Fosheim, and I'm the leader of the Norwegian Patient Organization for Gender Incongruence. All the things I said in the beginning are things our members were told by the staff of the only public gender clinic we have in Norway. They're called the National Treatment Facility for Transsexualism, NBTS for short. They have been heavily criticized for over a decade by users, user organizations, and even international organizations. All this criticism has led to the government finally implementing new guidelines for gender incongruence. These were supposed to lead to three major things. First, a decentralization. Norway is a long country. The distance from the north to Oslo, where NBTS is based, is about the same as from Oslo to the south of Portugal. Would it make sense to you, if you lived in Portugal, having to travel to Oslo several times a year for a process your local health personnel could do? Second, the absolute need for gender-affirming treatment for non-binary persons. Non-binary persons can experience just as much dysphoria as other trans persons, and yet they are rejected from NBTS just because they are non-binary. The new guidelines, as well as the new diagnosis classification, were supposed to change that. Imagine two people needing similar treatment, but one doesn't get access to it just because their gender identity isn't man or woman. Denying a trans person treatment solely based on their gender identity, that is transphobia. Lastly, the guidelines were supposed to ensure gender clinics would move away from a gatekeeping model and towards an informed consent model, like it is done internationally. Instead, we have a system where the health personnel are not trying to help you, but are putting up walls to determine if you really are trans. They hide behind the argument that they must at all costs avoid cis people wrongly going through gender-affirming treatment. They are putting the suffering of a very, very few cis people above the suffering of all other trans persons. That is also clearly transphobic. As a patient organization, we were involved in a process that should have led to decentralization. Instead, we witnessed the one facility that has the monopoly, who has been criticized for so long, sabotaging this process, and convincing the other regions of Norway that only them in Oslo are qualified to give this kind of treatment. When I first went through the treatment in Oslo, I was met with disbelief. I had dressed up like any other woman would. I had pants and a sweater on. All my clothes, from my sweater to my shoes, were commented on my patient journal as not feminine enough. As a result of that, when I went to all the other appointments, I had to dress the part. Always a dress, always makeup, always high heels. Does this make sense? Is this what makes a woman? Do you have to dress up a certain way to be trans? When I finally got hormonal treatment from NBTS, they didn't adjust the dosage according to my hormonal and blood levels. They just gave me the standard dosage they give to every single trans woman. The results were devastating. I fell into a deep depression, I lost all energy, and I had to be on sick leave from work. And NBTS wouldn't see me before another 6 months. Does so little follow-up make sense for such a life-altering treatment? Thank God, my normal doctor was there. We took blood tests together, we adjusted the dosage, and I quickly was much better. How can a facility that treats so many patients so badly, amongst many other things, fucks up the most basic hormonal treatments, call themselves experts. We are ridiculously tired of this bullshit. And every time we raise the voices of our members and ourselves, we just get the same answer. And BTS doesn't agree. And our politicians are so scared of defending our rights as equal citizens that they do nothing. Just another report that leads to nothing. The entire system is rigged on transphobic premises. The people that are supposed to help us are the ones misgendering us in the national media and sabotaging the processes we need. We are so gigantically, extremely, unconditionally fed up with all of this bullshit. Decentralize the healthcare system now.